What if I told you there's an all-natural supplement you can take to help save you from the pain of a hangover? What if I also told you that that same supplement can help you heal your liver, stabilize your blood sugar, fight depression and anxiety, help boost your memory, and save your brain from the perils of aging? Well, believe it or not, such a supplement exists. It's called dihydromyricetin, and it may just be the pill you need, especially if you're watching this with a hangover. Let's jump into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Holistic Nootropics podcast. My name is Eric. I'm the founder of HolisticNootropics.com, and I'm here to help you boost your supplement and nootropic performance. One way you can do that is by heading on over to HolisticNootropics.com and downloading a copy of my free supplement buying guide. This guide will walk you through ingredient by ingredient on how to find the best quality supplements and nootropics being sold in the $100 billion supplement industry, because believe it or not, many of the supplements being sold today, be it online or at your favorite retailer, are absolute junk and highly ineffective. That's because many of these supplements are produced with toxic ingredients, preservatives, fillers, excipients that not only diminish the quality of the product, but can cause different sensitivities and create higher rates of inflammation in the body and really take away from your overall health. So in order to avoid products that are toxic to you, be sure to download my supplement buying guide and learn how to spot those more toxic products so you can ensure that you're only buying the best. So let's jump into today's podcast all about dihydromyricetin. So dihydromyricetin, otherwise known as DHM, is a flavonoid extracted from the stems and leaves of the A. grossedentata leaf. So it's widely found in Japanese raisin trees, and it was discovered as the main therapeutic component of vine tea, which has been used for many years in traditional Chinese medicine. It's been known traditionally even to help quit drinking and relieve alcohol withdrawal symptoms, and it's really kind of known as a hangover remedy. And believe it or not, it can kind of help you stave off feeling too drunk. And we're going to talk about why that is as we go on here. But I would recommend, because I have seen different videos of people documenting their use with DHM, and they use it while they're drinking. I don't think this is something you should use while you're drinking, because it's going to diminish the level of drunkenness that you get. Which, if you're drinking, I don't think you want that. Now, if you start to feel yourself drinking too much and you're getting too drunk, then you start using this stuff, because it can act pretty quickly. But you don't want to use this before you start drinking. Along with its ability to help with alcohol withdrawal symptoms and especially hangovers, it has a lot of benefits. So some more DHM benefits include it can help in the healing and the reversal of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It can be used as an anxiolytic. It has neuroprotection properties. It helps with blood sugar metabolism. It's anti-inflammatory, and there are new studies coming out that do show it does have some anti-cancer benefits as well. So why do I consider dihydromyricetin a nootropic? Personally, it is, in my opinion, what I would consider the perfect holistic nootropic. Because what I consider to be a holistic nootropic is not what we consider a traditional nootropic, which is, a traditional nootropic, the whole point of it is to rebalance neurotransmitters, is to have a direct action in the brain. That's what we're using nootropics for. When you look at the smart drugs, when you look at the racetams, when you look at even like the alpha GPCs and some of these amino acids, they have direct actions in the brains. And I think that's great. But to really get the biggest bang for your nootropic buck, you need to look at nootropics like a holistic process. You need to look at it through the lens of mind-body performance. And the stronger you build your body, the stronger your brain is going to be. This is why I've made videos on things like the importance of blood sugar metabolism, the importance of proper gut health, the importance of proper detoxification, so that when your gut health is doing well, this is where a lot of your neurotransmitters are made. You're going to have much better neurotransmitter production when you are able to balance your blood sugar. The brain is the biggest consumer of glucose in the body. So when you have much better blood sugar metabolism, you're going to be getting more, you're going to get better performance out of your brain, because your brain is better utilizing the glucose in your body. And when you have better detoxification in your body, then the body is clearing out all of these harmful toxins that we breathe in, we consume throughout the day, that can be neurotoxic and can diminish our overall level of health. So when I'm looking at something like dihydromyricetin, and I see that it has these direct actions on the liver, I get excited, because I know how important that is to create optimal brain function. So if your body is able to better, again, boost detoxification processes, to better stabilize blood sugar, which dihydromyricetin does. And it also has some neuroprotective qualities. It doesn't get better than that, in my opinion. But the good thing about dihydromyricetin is it does have direct cognitive benefits, mostly because it's able to cross the blood-brain barrier. So it can go directly in the brain and start having activity. You have the brain-liver connection. So because the liver stabilizes blood sugar, you're going to get better brain health. It's going to better remove toxins that directly affect brain health. It can help lower the progression to cirrhosis and liver disease, which are both tied to depression and brain deficits. And it can potentially help hepatic encephalopathy, which is a big problem because of the symptomatic brain deficits that it directly causes, which also can impair the blood-brain barrier permeability, allowing neurotoxins and then impairing brain metabolism. So all in all, because this can potentially help these different areas of the liver, you're going to get much better brain performance. And dihydromyricetin also can suppress oxidative stress in the hippocampus. This is your main learning and memory area of the brain. So better brain health all the way around. So who should use dihydromyricetin? Really, anybody with a history of chronic alcohol or drug use, even over-the-counter drugs, especially over-the-counter drugs like Tylenol, NSAIDs, aspirin, because these can damage the liver. And so eventually, because of chronic use of these different substances, you also do get some neurodegeneration. Anyone who deals with anxiety, especially related to alcohol use, this is going to help you. Anyone with blood sugar issues, especially tied to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which because of the amount of high fructose consumption that we have, especially in the Western diet, you're going to get benefits from dihydromyricetin because it does, and it has been studied for its ability to improve conditions of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So the science is very interesting with this too. Now, granted, most of the studies you're going to find have been done preclinically, so in animals and in vitro, but there are some human trials specifically showing its glycemic control capability. So you do have one randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial where patients were given 600 milligrams a day for 3 months, and it showed that dihydromyricetin moderately decreased the levels of fasting blood glucose in patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So again, they're evaluating this directly in a population who has NAFLD, and they're showing that they can use this compound in a higher dose consistently for 3 months, and it will stabilize blood sugar, which is also indicative of a much healthier liver. And so there was a follow-up study where they gave patients not dihydromyricetin directly, but gave them the Ampelopsis grossindentata tea, which is the main natural source of DHM. And so they gave them enough to where it equaled an equivalent of 970 milligrams of dihydromyricetin. And so this included 80 participants, all with type 2 diabetes, and they were either randomly assigned the tea or a placebo. And what they found was that the DHM group demonstrated improved glycemic control and improvements in multiple parameters of renal function, including fasting plasma blood glucose, glycated albumin, cystatin C, and retinol binding protein 4. Now, you might be wondering, oh my God, what's the big deal about cystatin C and retinol binding protein 4? Well, cystatin C is a predictable marker for diagnosis of renal dysfunction and risk of diabetic nephropathy among patients with diabetes, and RBP4 may be a predictor of future development of type 2 diabetes. So the fact that DHM improved all of these parameters just goes to show how potent of a blood sugar regulator that this compound is. And so really, DHM is one of the most potent molecules for repairing NAFLD, and this has been shown in all the different in vivo human trials and in vitro trials. So in animals, it's also been studied quite extensively for many different parameters. So it does show the ability, when we're talking about nootropics, to upregulate BDNF production. So this gives it neuroprotective and antidepressant benefits. It has been shown in animals to improve anxiety-like behavior in mice, also increase the levels of ATP in the hippocampus, and enhance GABA receptor function. All of these things are tremendous for cognitive enhancement. It's been shown in animals to, in combination with melatonin, to improve memory in sleep-deprived mice. And it's also been shown for its neuroprotection abilities. In fact, it gets a lot of press for its ability to protect the brain. Multiple studies in mice show that DHM decreases neuroinflammation, improves memory, and decreases the number of activated microglial and NLRP3 inflammasome, which is an activation. The inflammasome activation plays an important role in chronic brain neuroinflammation. So it also reverses progressive accumulation of amyloid beta peptides and restores GABAergic transmission and functional synapses. And it's also seen benefits in dopaminergic neurons in the Parkinson's model. Of course, we know about its hangovers and liver protection. Just a couple things that it does. It's known for its ability to protect the liver from ethanol toxicity, specifically because it can attenuate the ethanol-induced liver steatosis, and triglyceride accumulation in the liver, aka fatty liver. It can reduce ethanol-induced intracellular lipid accumulation. It activates AMPK, which is the cell's natural metabolic switch, which helps all of the sugar burning and fat burning. It attenuates the release of liver enzymes and expression of pro-inflammatory cytokines. It enhances expression of ethanol metabolizing enzymes, alcohol dehydrogenase, so ADH and ALDH. These are your two main alcohol metabolizing enzymes, and increases antioxidant expression, most notably NRF2. And for those of you who don't know what NRF2 is, NRF2 activation promotes cellular resilience against oxidative stress and enhances detoxification processes and helps maintain cellular homeostasis. And also dihydromyricetin can attenuate progression of liver fibrosis. So again, if you are a long-term drinker, long-term alcoholic, and you're starting to wean off of it, if you need help withdrawing, and you especially need help in the recovery of your liver function, this is the number one supplement that I would highly, highly recommend. In the brain, against alcohol, it can protect against ethanol action of the GABA A receptor. So basically, this is the receptor that's going to most make you feel drunk when it's subject to ethanol, when it's subject to alcohol. So if you take dihydromyricetin while you're drinking, you're not going to feel drunk. And it protects against alcohol withdrawal symptoms, which also translates into less anxiety. We've talked so much about its ability to protect against NAFLD. What it specifically does is it boosts GLP-1 when combined with exercise. So if you're looking for a little extra fat burning, this might be able to help you. And this is one that I particularly love. I plan on making more videos kind of about this, but it protects against Tylenol toxicity. So it's been shown in mouse models to protect against acetaminophen toxicity via multiple targets and pathways relating to the regulation of lipid homeostasis. So what we don't realize is that even though you can buy Tylenol in every single drugstore, it's widely available. Nobody's going to stop you from buying too much Tylenol, but Tylenol can be very toxic, even at low doses. And so you take it here and there, a little pain relief, not going to be a problem. But people are taking Tylenol chronically, and they're taking it all the time, and they're taking it multiple times a day, and they're taking it when they're pregnant, and they're taking it, to feel better when they're sick. And eventually what you're getting is a certain level of liver damage, and dihydromyricetin might be able to protect against that. And it might even help you lose weight, which are great. What are the side effects of dihydromyricetin? Well, the good news is that there are no side effects. It's been shown to be very safe, even at high doses, upwards of 5 grams per kilogram of body weight. So that's an excessive amount. There's been no side effects shown anywhere between 150 milligrams per kilogram and 1.5 grams per kilogram. So this is a very, very safe compound. You should not experience any kind of side effects, or at least anything serious. Dosing, here's the kicker. It's not very bioavailable, so you do need a little bit more to help you get to where you need to go. So you're going to notice peak blood concentrations get there about 2.5 hours. So So if you drink and you are just like, I don't want a hangover in the morning, take this after a night of drinking, or take this kind of towards the end of the night, and you should be okay. Most recommended doses seem to be around 300 milligrams per day. It's been studied as high as 900 milligrams a day. I think if you take 300 milligrams, you should be safe. If you take 150 milligrams in 2 separate doses, maybe you take one like later on in the night after you've been drinking, and then you take it again just before you go to bed, or you take it before 150 before you go to bed, wake up the next morning, take 150. That's going to be fairly effective against the hangover. If you're just doing it for blood sugar regulation, NAFLD, stick around 300 milligrams a day. You should notice some improvements. And stacking, you can stack this with a lot of different things. I think the best bang for your buck here is going to be if you stack this with something like TUDCA and even a probiotic. And I'm saying that because dihydromyricetin is so potent at helping the liver perform better, you could really boost the action of this whole kind of liver, gallbladder, gut system to improve your digestion, into improving your detoxification potential, because everything is being detoxified in the liver. The liver is essentially scrubbing all of these toxic metabolites and things that get processed throughout the body throughout the day that become a problem when they get recirculated because they can't get out properly. Or people have, gallbladder issues because they can't get this stuff out of the gallbladder. Well, if you're going to speed up, if you're going to improve the function of your liver, you also need to make sure your gallbladder is working properly, because your gallbladder is what's going to release all of the toxins through the bile. So TUDCA is a potent bile producer, and it's able to get stuff out of your gallbladder very effectively. So you can boost the power of your liver with DHM, and then you can get it all out of the liver gallbladder with TUDCA. And then you take a probiotic or like a prebiotic, you can boost your gut's ability to properly, for lack of a better term, keep things moving in your gut, get better gut performance so that it can draw all the nutrition it needs and then help move all the waste out properly. This is a long-term thing. It's not something you just take and then feel the benefits right away, although you might feel some benefits. But, if you're looking at like, hey, I need 3 months, 6 months, a year to really start feeling better, I think the combination of DHM, TUDCA, and a probiotic can be a very, very potent holistic nootropic stack for you to use. And then, of course, you want to use stuff that's going to help you sweat more. So you want to make sure you're exercising, but then like a sauna treatment's going to work. Cold exposure, so that you can really boost your whole metabolic framework, right? These are just little hacks you can use that can help you, holistic hacks you can use to help boost your body. Also, maybe like an Apollo Neuro, so that it can help the deep sleep. I can go on and on about ways to do holistic stacking, but specifically with compounds, you could also use it with subutymine and L-carnitine are also shown to be very useful in pairing with DHM. So I would love to know what you think. Have you ever used dihydromyricetin? Have you used it to help your liver, to help a hangover? Have you used it for any kind of neuroprotection or any nootropic purposes? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll also leave some links as to some good places to find DHM if you would like to purchase it. And really, that's all for today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, head on over to holisticnootropics.com and get a copy of that supplement buying guide. And until next time, everybody, peace.